drink and run around, sort of going, okay, here's the thing. Share. Time to notify the silly bird app. I kid you not, the only thing I use Twitter for is promoting Dice Sesh and the streams for this.
I poke around.
That is all I use Twitter for.
I mostly use it to pull up and download other people's pornographic works.
Stug.
Yeah, we're live.
Yes.
Okay, other people's
artwork.
More cultured artwork, and occasionally look into some political discussions because.
Anyway,
sometimes we get more interesting takes on interesting subjects. For example, the MLK Fortnite collab.
Moving along. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Dames of Asstoria character art stream. I am Monster Review Girl, your host, and with me I have Stug. Say hello.
Hello.
And today we will be drawing his character from.
Sorry.
We will be drawing his.
I wanted to see. Yeah, sorry. I want to see the chat.
Okay. We will be drawing his character from the Dames of Asstoria tabletop game.
The Mighty Tina, world's strongest clown.
I'm uncertain about if this character started life as a meme or not, but here we are.
It started off as the big, dumb, strong character. I thought of she needs to have a million cores, but why? It's her former slave. It's the slave master's son. Okay, what did they do? Okay, clown. It's a circus.
Because, forgive me, but she's a bit big to be doing any sort of, trapeze or aerialist work.
Well, her act is a combination between a circus strongman and a character clown.
Yeah, just hearing Minotaur, my first thought went, circus is I just have this mental image of them trying to see what act fits her best, and it just being, and it has the Three Stooges music.
Well, originally the backstory: her mother Rita was actually close friends with Lena Huron, the founder. It's just the whole slave thing was mostly a bureaucratic dodge because the township has various restrictions on what professions of demifauna can and cannot do.
Yeah, the Kingdom of Asstoria is highly restrictive regarding what demifauna can and cannot do. For example, Minerva, a demifauna native, an Asstoria native, is probably strong enough as a caster, or at least well read enough to manage her own sort of little wizard's college, but because she's a demifauna, her entire lineage is basically familiars.
Yeah. The similar thing that happens with Tina and a lot of her Cove performances. The Circus Huron, named because a 40k lore YouTuber, a Warhammer and 40k lore YouTuber was covering the war for Badab, and Luft Huron was the primary protagonist and antagonist of the series. And so,
when you say that somebody is somehow both, that implies there's been some aggressive stupidity.
This is about the circus and not the chapter master of the Astral Claws. So let's just state that there was some mutual problems. Luft needed reinforcements badly. The the Imperium couldn't quite. The Imperium never quite got around to it,
Ah, one of those days.
and
but
so
yeah, but
Luft did something pretty terrible.
did some
Um, he,
did some questionable things.
yes, mistakes were made. Many mistakes
Were
were made.
made. That is all we really need to know.
Yeah. So the idea behind Circus Huron was, again, it's basically a traveling. It is essentially a travel. It is a traveling legal loophole.
Yeah,
What?
like the demifauna within are only slaves on paper and have a legitimate work.
Yeah. The only reason that Tina's on this quest to begin with is because, well, the son of the human woman who founded it confessed to Tina.
For
And
anyone wondering, that means a love confession. Also, hi, Mumsy.
hello, Mumsy. Hello. And Lena Huron decided was concerned because again, this needs a male. They need a male heir at least until the law is repealed. So until these laws are repealed, so the inheritance laws are repealed. So again, go get a million quarries while I figure out what to do with this. And
I mean, adoption is a thing that could be done.
yeah, but drama and
It may
suspense.
be one of those where it's like nobody thinks to mention it until somebody actually says it.
Because yes, I did name the circus after Luftaron.
After a 40k character. There have been things named for them. So I'm gonna try and give Tina like some kind of a little bit sort of messy hair
Yeah,
because nothing about her strikes me as the type to like really give much of a care.
yeah. Wait till you hear about where one of the pirates I eventually named came from.
I think that's a we neither need nor want to know.
Actually, it's a bit of an interesting one. Tina was during our adventures. Tina got the idea. The city we were in was under besiege, and so Tina had the great idea of going privateering. Get a letter to Mark. Get a letter to Mark, and Minerva yells, "A letter of Mark." That's a letter of Mark, and go privateering and prevent the port from getting blockaded.
Yep.
And
Everyone
so
else, this seems like a really bad idea. Maybe.
Tina and five others were of the opinion that yeah, this will help. And
This
one
is
of
a
them
great plan. Morgan
we
Freeman
named
voice. This was not a good plan.
well, it did work. It actually worked. Uh, the funny thing was, it actually worked. The pressure that we put upon that attack on the port put enough pressure on the countship to pull back to prioritize pulling back the forces in order to beef up security, so that that naval mass shooting doesn't work for won't happen again.
Right. Remember?
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I also named one of the pirates after a 40k character.
Because of course you did.
In this case, it was um, uh, brain is not functioning today.
I have those days too.
Gabriel Loken is named after Garfield Loken, a and is named for Garfield Loken, a loyalist son of Horus, or a Luna Wolf. Long
O-
story.
okay.
Which is why there is a this is which is why a man named Horace, Horace, is a big part of her backstory.
Oh, joyous.
You know who Horace is.
I get the feeling you're about to tell me.
Okay, I'm not. So yeah,
That's me saying go right ahead.
all right. So basically, the idea for this particular version of Horace was, again, Evelyn mentioned crazed cultist, so I just made one. So okay, well, name him after the 40k arch traitor Horace Lupercal, and so, all right, she is the daughter. She is the daughter of a man named Horace who made a big heresy. She goes after her own. She takes after her own mother's name because of it.
Right.
I don't know how Demi-Fauna probably handle last names a bit differently. For instance,
I think it depends on if the kid is legally legitimate or not.
personally, it could vary differently. If a Demi-Fauna holds her father in high regard,
She might take her father's name,
she
but
might
if the
use it.
father is unknown or a bit of a prick, she might prefer
Her original name,
her mother's maiden name,
her mother's maiden name, or just have no name
last
at
name at
all.
all.
Yeah, it's just, I had an interesting idea, and I've had this interesting idea, and this has not been confirmed about the father. Her father was a strong man or part of the original cast of Circus Huron. He he actually was a very good father and helps out Jonathan Huron, which is the man who confessed to her and she returned the feelings. Um, so
Basically, her dad's helping her love interest play matchy matchy.
well, he would, except on her 16th birthday,
Some things went decidedly pear shaped, didn't they?
a group of local
Not
active,
very
very
nice
active,
people.
very active women decided that attending a Demi-Fauna's 16th birthday rather than having the very good looking man spend the night with them very was something to be frowned upon. They attempted to kill Tina and Rita, Tina's mother, but only managed to actually get the strong man.
Fun.
So yeah, that actually delayed Jonathan's confession until her 25th birthday.
So basically, uh, Johnny Boy kind of had a fit of the chicken.
Well, yeah, the person who's been the person who's been the mother of your childhood crush and your own personal hero has just been brutally murdered, basically for attending his own daughter's birthday party.
That, yeah, I'm one of those people who does gallows humor, and I'm sorry.
That's a so yeah. She doesn't take she and also I haven't she doesn't use that name very often his name very often simply because, again, I have yet to figure out which name which of David one of the many names of David Ryder to use for him.
I don't know. And yes, apparently she is older than our party's healer. She just acts younger because, God bless her, she's a bit of a dim bulb. Whatever
She-
the beefy version of a bimbo is. Am I wrong?
uh, well, bimbos are a bit more demure, more domesticated, just a bit more dim-witted. Tina has the function as the power and function of an M3 as the strength attack the strength attack and attack power of an M3 Lee.
Right. Just, I know there's a term for like a beefy, good natured, but somewhat dim woman, and I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like.
Okay, I was looking at stats. I was like, okay, dumb character. Just do a mind of one and dump the rest in dump what would have been into coordination. Dump give her a coordination of 5, and so the rest can have average-ish stats.
Right.
There, and now she is the party tank. In this case, she is a heavy tank she is closer to a heavy tank, a tank primarily occupied with fighting other tanks.
Yeah. I have arrived. I have just arrived in here, dumb character, so that's a good thing. Hey, Crow. Crow plays Tauros, who is kind of a gender bent, not circus Tina.
Yeah.
Intelligence of 5 in D&D, everybody. We love Tauros, but sometimes it's just how do you exist? We've decided he just doesn't book learn well.
In this case, Tina has spent a lot of her time in in theaters watching romantic plays that cater to demifauna.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
yeah. As a result, she has some interesting ideas of how the world works.
also being completely illiterate, she thought the love letters were an artifact.
She's trying, God bless her. I think that is kind of how Minerva will handle Tina trying to do brain things. She's trying, bless her.
And her like I said, Tina's mother comes up to explain anytime I get a high roll intelligence, survival, or anything brain related. And now I have the large and now I have the biggest stat in mercantile. I have a mercantile of 7.
Nice.
Which means I can make people explode into money.
That is hilarious.
Also, if you need something sold, Tina's your girl.
Yeah.
And this strangely enough has only led to minimal change. This attitude of watching demifauna centric romantic comedies for a lot of her free time has led to very little in the way of actually curbing her greed.
Enthusiasm.
tendencies of greed and fighting. Because again, she'll keep her party alive, but Hellwine, ooh, that'll sell nice.
Everyone else, this is a terrible idea.
Katarina made an agreement. Tina will will paint up the Hellwine in very nice, flashy paint in order to sell it very nicely to to a bar at a shady town they're going to pass through. They're passing through it because it's important that they're passing through it. And
Basically, it's a we're going to be not here.
and while Katarina at late at night breaks into the bar and destroys the cask. However, given Tina's backstory, there might be another group of people she might be able to sell this to, and Katarina might not have
as much qualms about it.
Remember how her father died?
Oh, she might try and sell it to those people?
Yeah, sell it to those people. Yeah,
so... So what style of horn are you thinking for her?
Probably probably either like a Texas Longhorn, or basically like what she's doing, like the Ultramarine logo horn.
So just up, out,
Yeah,
and out.
yeah.
Tina and Taurus battle of wits would be pathetic, but damn, it'd be funny.
She's dumb, but she can sell ice machines on Antarctica.
Is it wrong in any way, shape, or form?
What?
The
Well, what she was told as, this is a test to see if you are worthy to inherit Circus Huron.
Her, okay! Doop 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 doop. Everyone else, my god, she is dim.
So yeah, it's mostly most of that is to give Lena Huron time to get to make sure Jonathan has a male heir. Jonathan has at least a semi-legitimate male heir in order to comply with in order to have the inheritance laws go the way that most of the actual performers wanted to go.
Right.
Because think about it, once it's time for Tina and Johnny to pass on ownership of the circus to someone else, what's their legitimate heir gonna be?
Since it needs to be a son.
Yeah, it's probably gonna go towards the more on the case of the abandoned property.
I imagine, though,
it's going to be sold off to the highest bidder,
and things aren't going to go well.
Yeah.
One thing I do imagine that could be like a workaround is like name somebody specific. Yeah, just first up, it's probably going to be one of those nobody thinks of it until it gets mentioned. Like, why not adopt?
Yeah, the current more horrifying thing is Jonathan is fully committed to his
lady love,
and well, Lena has a workaround.
I don't like where this is going.
Well, how would you feel? And well, the whole purpose of getting Tina away for such a time is to is for, well, you know how the Hellhound and the man and the
I.
Manticore tend to find mates in the Encyclopedia verse.
Oh no.
Yeah, imagine that happening. So yeah, basically have that happen. Get the son, have the son born, get the have the lady dropped away, and then give the Minotaur a sob story about how her poor husband, about what happened to her poor love interest, and we couldn't get we couldn't find we couldn't catch the B word who the birch who did it.
They do realize that that's just going to make Tina go after them personally, right? No one is using their thinky parts for this plan, apparently.
Again, it could be that adoption doesn't produce a good enough heir in in that
Adoption
place.
doesn't.
So
Basically, it might end up being a adoption doesn't count. Crap.
yeah,
Honey, how open are you to polyamory?
yeah.
That is probably the one solution here that doesn't involve a felony.
Yeah, they are trying to figure out how to get Circus Huron is trying to get a male heir so that way the great get a male heir like I said, either adopt a boy or
Things.
cause things. Raise the son up to understand the various treaties and the power imbalances. Basically make them very, 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 very understanding and at least sympathetic, at least understanding of what happens if you abuse your power.
Especially over a people that really have no recourse, like the demifauna.
Oh, the demifauna always have a very, very, very visible way of making recourse, and
It's called rendering you into a fine red paste.
yes, it's just again that it's just again things are a little bit wonky due to a bunch of treaties. The Minotaurs were actually doing this long before Circus Huron was a thing. They found during the War of Dethronement, the Minotaurs found a human settlement that had been
Smushed.
that that had been basically wiped in half by the plague, and says, "Oh yeah, Big Z did it." What? Big Z did it. Okay, here's some logistical support. What can you give us something in terms? Well, Minotaurs can't have meat very well. So the Minotaurs gained a reputation for stealing and possibly eating lives. The actual purpose was, well, they were sending it back to their quote unquote slaves, trading partners, in order to get logistical support such as bread, carts, that sort of thing.
Things they can actually process.
Yeah, and during the treaty, during the subjugation, the treaty during the subjugation war, Minotaurs were banned from eating meat to quote unquote limit their strength.
It's like, you realize we did eat the. Shush! This has caused some interesting conversations in the among the party in Dice Sesh, like, because we also have a Minotaur in the party. Like, would we does eating cow offend Tauros? Like, can he do that? Like, what do we do here?
Well, depends.
Well,
If someone's made a dish out of monkey,
well, given that the party has given that some of the satyrs in the party have joked about their favorite food being goat, we just kind of live and let live at this point.
Yeah.
But then again, it's satyrs. Their sense of humor is weird.
Yeah. There is a lot of the. I do notice that on my end of the encyclopedia fandom, a lot of whole stars, minotaurs, and moose booters meet at like some at chicken joint meet their love interests at salad bars, chicken joints, and host fillet.
Yeah, Tauros is not offended by the consumption of cow. Yeah. Alrighty. And since we're doing Minotaur Girl, the fur kind of starts around here on the body. That looks funny.
Yeah.
Kind of goes hip, down, curve up, and then back to hip. I think Tauros' blue spurs my immunity. Like, oh, yeah, it's like there's a difference between the animal whose aesthetic you resemble and, well, you.
Yeah, like I said, if someone prepared a dish out of from monkey meat, we'd think them weird, but think much wrong from them.
Right. I'm just gonna erase the. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do something different.
Also, this world has a nice, interesting dodge because, again, the cow and bull do not exist as they
Once
used
did.
to. Yeah.
Basically, when God has a tantrum, things get freaky.
Yeah.
So let's just put together a couple of outfits for Tina. There we go. Whoever invented the duplicate layer.
And yeah, since it finally came to a close, I can finally divulge what the heck that scale actually did. Originally, the GM had the idea of Tina becoming a necromancer.
But she does not have the brain power for magic.
Yeah, again, a stupid necromancer is either
Gonna be
is not going
It's not going
is
to
not
get
going to be
far.
she's either A, not going to get far, or B, she is going to get too far.
Okay, that's.
And I feel like it's going to edge towards the later because of Tina's motivations. I had the idea of the Lich. We pulled that from having transferred her his consciousness into the scale, and so
But we didn't end up going that route. Because the party
sadly
decided we need to yeet this from existence.
we had the GM had long telegraphed scale is bad news.
Yeah.
And again, metagaming, it's just like I am making charm checks every time I interact with this. There is only so much we can hide. We can hide that this you can hide that this thing is bad news. Yeah, the interesting but for the necromancer, the necromancer.
Okay, what the heck is this? One moment, I need to fix some things. Aha! Hmm. Nope,
I,
not today. None of you.
I kind of like the, I kind of like the, yeah, I kind of like what I did with one of the hotheads backstory, Nicole Garter. Literally, I saw I heard this. I finally understood the actual chorus to "I Want It That Way" from a medieval remix. I was thinking, okay, try that, but with Demifauna. Okay, Nicole Garter. Okay, she's in here because the Countship of Lionel banned Demifauna musicians, and the Backstreet Snacks. The Backstreet Snacks were of the opinion that they didn't want to sell themselves into slavery into into potentially real slavery in order to keep playing, so they just broke up because of this. However, Nicole Garter is still a little bit salty about losing her passions, about losing the thing that she really not being able to do the thing she wants to do because some township bureaucrat decided that it would offend his or her sensibilities.
I meant Monsieur undoing non-adoption shenanigans. Right. So just to sate my curiosity, like what color patterning of cow do we want to be working with here?
Eh, any color that works. I mean, Guernsey, the well, she's a Minotaur, not a Holstar, so probably not the black and white spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking yeah, so probably like the brown coloration. By the way, Huron is spelled Huron.
Right.
Yeah. Originally, I was like under the I was gonna do something a little bit more sinister, like it was going to be like this whole quest was just to dispose of Tina while trying to get some sort of male heir in. But I thought, nah, it'd be more interesting if there was actually more nuanced politics involved. And this,
Like this woman is more than happy with her son dating who he loves. She's just trying to protect the circus while letting him do that.
yeah,
Because
again,
there's more at stake with the circus than first thought about.
yeah, there is more at stake. There is more at stake with the circus, and again, Rita's being conflicted about this because again, this is her daughter. This is her daughter, and while her friend's son is a fine young man for him, and probably and her form and her ex and her now dead lover both thought this was a great man for her, jokingly said that this was a great man for her. Because again, this because again they thought that they would be friend zones, you know. Again, your Johnny Boy would get a sympathetic would get a more sympathetic human a woman to have a son with, and Tina would find a
Tina's
man like
dad.
her father. Yeah,
And then that didn't happen.
yeah, yeah. An interesting idea I had was that Jonathan was In fact, Jonathan initially tried to do the strongman that Tina's father was doing, but instead got into singing and performing, and so he's actually pretty good at that. Tina fell in love with him that way, and well, Jonathan always kind of liked. Jonathan found that he liked his childhood friend the best, childhood friend Tina the best.
And his mom is quietly in a corner having an anxiety.
Yes.
Just an oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Yeah, because again, your childhood best friend and head of security, her daughter's marrying your son, and that's going to cause problems for the inheritance.
Issues. It's like this is cause. It's like I do not fault your child for her love choices, but this is a legal nightmare for me.
Yes, and Jonathan and Tina's dad are have a very different opinions on the more casual affair about the whole casual affairs than or the what would Zacharias do approach.
When your god is worse than actual Zeus. Zeus kept it to things that could actually speak.
Well, her dad acted well. Tina's dad acted more as a father figure because he was. I'm responding to that because again he was ditched by his father and reacted as okay. I'm going to stick with one lover, and
All
I am going to I am going to be a good father to as many people as possible, rather than being a a crappy father to as many people as possible.
It's like, how did you respond to your dad being a terrible person? I
By
went the
being
opposite direction.
and Jonathan and Johnny Boy thought that was a very good that was a very good ethos to follow. Because again, he was surrounded by demifauna again, very
Surrounded by
demifauna
demifauna from birth.
and subjugated to more of their churches.
Basically, he's more. He sees the actuality of things. It's like, they just want to kind of live their lives.
Yeah. And as a result, he has a bit more of a dim view. Yeah, he doesn't have quite the high opinion of Big Z that the church has.
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting thing to think about.
What?
Oh, just all of the things. Like, the party is definitely coming from very, very different
Yeah,
backgrounds.
my characters start. My I have a when I make I notice I've made like 3 player characters and only 2 I used, and the characters that I really like making, I start with an objective and work forward from there.
So, like, here's the character's objective. Okay, what sort of character would have this objective, and then build backwards.
Yeah, the other character I've built but I never used is Tim the accountant. He is an accountant. He is an accountant going on an adventurers party. Why is he doing that? Well, his father, well, his family, the Red Shirts, was had their reputation shattered to pieces because of a fraud scheme, and he's trying to figure out who did it. And since this would be a tabletop RPG world, the best way to do that is join an adventurers party.
Because
Also,
adventurers parties always find themselves stumbling upon weird conspiracies and stuff.
yeah, I mean, also as four identical brothers because again, this story would only happen if this character lived through me figuring out how to do fights properly. I looked at I watched a couple of tutorials on what not to do and just like okay, build a character. And my first thought was okay, build a character where having a bunch of clones makes sense and where your own poor decisions would make sense. Not try and save this gene that's this one in a billion genius that you thought up and only died because she's a player character of an idiot.
Right.
Said I've and funnily enough, this is the dumbest character in the entire and yet she's the idea girl and the party merchant.
She may not be all that book smart, but my god, her street smarts.
Well, she pulls this her job. She on the on the while she wasn't performing in the circus, her job was to pull half the circus around with Rita, her mom.
Pull big, heavy things.
Yeah, pull half the circus around and fight road monsters. She loved that part of her job. She also loved being a she also loved being a circus clown. And this new job actually puts two of her favorite things together. Good, proper crumpin' fights and performing for others. In a way.
Yeah.
There's a fine difference between Tina as a gladiator and Tina as a circus clown.
The line is if her gags are allowed to get messy.
And she sometimes and one of her fun and her catchphrases, "I'm the mighty Tina, strongest clown there is." There are two very different scenarios where she uses that. One, a roll crit fails. Two, feats of strength.
The rest of the party's just kind of sitting there going, what?
Well, again, I haven't worked out quite the bet how Tina met the rest of the party.
Yeah, and this Minotaur also loves to fight. Must be a Minotaur thing. I mean, maybe.
Probably. Again, the cover story for their current predicament is they fought against a very powerful group of warriors and signed a treaty and thus earned very nice treaty terms through their battle. In reality, they surrendered to their former trade partner and got basically the same deal they had going
beforehand.
again, Tina has every right to pursue Jonathan. It's just that again, Tina's mother has more than the ability to enforce those terms of that treaty. It's just
It's a
it's
legal
just
nightmare.
yeah. Yes, that is one of the situations where she said, "I am the mighty Tina, world's strongest clown." Also, yes, and she almost caught the Inquisitor
but
during
but
came very close.
things did not go according to plan.
Yeah, Tina's just quietly, hopefully, hoping that they just burn the wrong people at the stake, like they usually do.
Yeah.
In the meantime, the
Party.
quest. Meanwhile, our current quest to fight undead hasn't been quite the you can beat buffet she wanted.
Yeah, but we're trying.
We're trying. The enemy is trying. So sometimes your opponent. Sometimes your opponent was. Sometimes your opponent just isn't quite up to stuff. Again, they run into performance issues.
These things happen.
Another interesting note, if I'm allowed to, on in the future, in the Republic of Gals, there a war the Galsazan finds itself in is stuck in stalemate. But one man has stalemate in trench warfare. One person has an idea: build an armored box with machine guns and cannons in order to break through the stalemate. And for the name of this project, she names it. She thinks of the legend of the mighty Tina. It's gone full circle.
The need to catch the Inquisitor was 100% my fault. Why did I have a feeling you were going to say that?
Yes. Again, excuse me. Again, what was the alternative? We are privateers. We're not gonna tell you who our employer is. But again, we thought you were royalty. We thought you were royalty, and we could just hand you back to our employers to negotiate a pretty good deal with people that the Township of Lionel has declared war on. We
It
are
appears
sorry.
there has been a grave mistake. Our
Yeah,
bad.
our bad. We're perfectly willing to pay any price that isn't our neck. I don't think that would have worked. Instead, because both Tina and I were under the impression she might not have been perfectly honest about her. We can't exactly perfectly trust the honesty of her answer. And also, again, a dead Inquisitor is a lot less trouble than a live Inquisitor.
Right, right.
Now the Inquisitor still has to figure out who the frack we were. And since the hotheads are on a break trying to rebuild their ship, it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
Also, our standing orders have been fulfilled. The war has not yet returned to Galsazan. So it's a lot more likely that hopefully it's more likely that the Inquisitor just decides to not go after the guilty party and just go for the convenient party.
Yeah, the folks nearby who are vaguely convenient.
What? Yeah, the folks nearby who are vaguely again burn them at the stake in order to make the church so the church doesn't
Oh,
look
I know.
bad.
It's like, well, we know now.
Yeah. Again, again, to, again, you again, um, brought again. Katerina could use her connections to the church to again poke around, see if there's any real investigation that's getting too close.
Yeah, we shall see what comes of it.
Yeah, yeah. Because again, hopefully they give up trying to look for the guilty party and convenient. Yeah, hopeful. Yeah, now I have also had a secondary interesting idea that again, due to the way the treaty was signed, Minotaurs still have the tradition where they forge an ornamental set of armor and get married in there.
Right, that's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah, again, I need to level up more in my
Crafting capabilities.
crafting capabilities, make it the
Good
second.
morning!
Good morning.
Sorry, had somebody join the chat. At least Cat has a face. Yeah, that's gonna go well. So, what exactly do you have in mind for Tina in terms of like stuff she wears? Because I imagine this leg structure causes some issues regarding things like pants.
You know, I was thinking for a clown outfit, it's more of clown outfits tend to parody what is fashionable. So as so again again for so it might so yeah, the leg structure might favor skirts more often because that's
Pants.
it's a lot easy. Yeah, it's easier on tooling. It's easier to make. It's easier to accommodate weird leg structures.
Yeah.
So yeah, her clown outfit's probably pokes a little bit of fun at the at your standard medieval slash fantasy princess attire. Normal clothing is just an is a chain shirt and chain skirt. Third's probably the wedding armor. Yeah, so yeah, skirts might. Yeah, I kind of like drawing skirts. I kind of like skirts for my characters because one, they accommodate a lot of weird legs. Two, they're easy to draw.
Does this work as sort of like a rough outline for the sort of performance regalia?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go in and sort of smooth this out. Don't worry about that.
yeah. Who is Stefan anyway? I don't recognize him from chat from
Uh,
Discord.
I think he's one of the people from a different server I'm in, courtesy of Dice Sesh stuff.
Okay.
I imagine the chain shirt kinda ending right about where her fur starts.
Yeah.
And because of one of your character's abilities, the chain skirt is going to have a slit in the side.
Oh yeah. Yeet kick is fun.
Yeah, just to accommodate the kicking capability.
Yeah. Yes, because my character has who, she has power of yeet kick.
Which consists of, oh look, this thing is annoying me. Yeet! It's like, I wish to engage my powers. Which one? The power of Das Boot.
Yes, if Tina was a literal tank, her kick would be the would be the 88 L6.
I.e., run him over!
80 would be the 88 tank gun.
Right. So it's usually whenever I hear about tanks, it's usually that one time somebody really up trying to train anti-tank dogs.
Only to realize that use a different fuel. Different fuels smell different.
If you're
And we trained them for our fuel.
We have a problem! What's that? The dogs are running back under our tanks. Excuse me, what?
I got a new axe. I leveled up my. I leveled up. I leveled up my only. I had to level up only my ability, my great weapon skill, in order in order to increase that weapon damage. Popular demand. Yeet kick. Yeet kick. Yeet kick.
Boot! Everybody else just kind of watching Tina do her thing. Is this safe?
Well, let's see here. I turned. Let's see here. I turned a boxhound into jelly. I knocked out an inquisitor. I did. I got a double kill. The triple kill is done by the centaur, but it was done by a centaur. And I turned I turned the ghost of a legendary into bone meal. We skipped we skipped the broken bones and went straight into bone meal. On the plus side, legendary weapons that will sell for a great amount because Tina likes axe.
Yep. And I'm just gonna duplicate this a couple of times so the lines I'm going over are kind of on the thicker side.
Yeah. All right, makes sense.
There. Now I can kind of go over them in peace. Because my first thought here was like to do very sort of sketchy with the dress.
Yes. The E-kick. E-kick. My first thought was, expensive for action points. And then an enemy gets close enough so I didn't have to shoot. I didn't have to move to use it. Boom! I'm using this more often. I legitimately thought the goring attack would be more useful since it's a one action point move, and and it's a one action point move and goes up with how fast I'm going.
Nope.
Yes, Corpse Reaver. The the Dames of Astoria version of a wall.
of a nope, 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 nope. So much nope.
Well, the necromancer who made that won't find.
I hope you don't mind if I make this dress as just visually obnoxious as possible.
It's her clown outfit.
It's supposed to be visually obnoxious.
Yeah, she likes being a yeah she likes being she likes it she actually likes being a clown. Yeah, because at first I've decided to go for more lighthearted because here's the thing. I found out that I kept finding while playing the character that she actually liked her work and took a great deal of pride in it. So
You didn't have it in you to make it something bad.
yeah. So again, it's okay. Well, slave on paper. Okay, so it's slave on paper in order for bureaucratic workarounds. And as a result, uh, Circus Huron is basically is a traveling carnival of various entertaining acts by demifauna, which would be illegal under most other circumstances.
Right.
Also, and also some rather inter- and also some rather probably some rather visually striking and probably some rather visually striking performances.
Yeah, because
Uh,
this is probably where a lot of demifauna show off their natural traits and skills.
yeah,
For example, I believe you mentioned in the little arc where Minerva was recovering from a busted wing how there were harpy aerialists.
yeah, Harpy Aerials who broke their wings and how they were distraught over it.
Yeah, I mean, Minerva is not a strictly airbound specimen, but yeah,
Mhm.
being grounded because of how small she is was definitely distressing, to say the least.
Yeah, again, and also that also explains why Tina found time to go to a lot of plays. Again, the this was a place for demifauna actresses to it was a place for demifauna actresses to show their talents, and because of their cast and target audience,
It
they
was a
were
hell of
very
a lot of rom coms.
yeah. Rom coms, and what would be the equivalent of your B action movie?
Yeah, probably like a play version of that. And since she's supposed to be a parody of like a little princess or something like that, there's got to be a little stupid crown.
Yeah.
The tinier and stupider looking, the better.
Uh,
It's like,
actually, since I actually looked at a bunch of princess what princesses wore, and they actually had like a cone hat with stuff coming out of it.
that. Yeah, but just like the little stupid silly crown looks funnier.
Yeah.
It looks funnier this way. And and the last outfit, I should probably scooch the model over because there's gonna be the last outfit I am gonna have to scooch the model over because this is gonna be like the big just like outfit.
Hmm. Yeah. Although, yeah. She's also going to try and see if she can find a way to upgrade that shield because the Roger Hide shield was a real find,
Yeah,
and it's doing a lot more. And it's doing well. It's doing her a lot more good than the Roger
it belonged
do.
to. Right. Okay, so we want nice big skirt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be taking a lot of visual cues from Monster Hunter's Rathian armor on this one.
Knowing Tina, that's probably close to how she's going to too.
Yeah.
Flashy, yeah. The best looking parts of all the various things she's killed over the course of her career.
And all of it's just kind of stuck together.
Yes, the Roker that Hulk smashed.
Like Loki
Hashtag.
in the Avengers movie.
Now, now it lives on as a shield that for 10 more damage threshold. And another interesting thought I've had, I kept thinking about I kept thinking about the Backstreet Stacks, and since the band would have come down during Johnny and Tina's lifetime, they actually might have been big fans of that band, and since one of the singers was one of the hotheads, another interesting side quest would be get the band back together, and perform at the wedding.
That would probably be the job of whatever poor schmuck got put on wedding planner duty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine uh, Tina, like, she doesn't even for a second think that Minerva is, like, quote unquote, not an actual dragon because she's small. I'm going to do something that might look a little silly, but will pay off.
What?
I'm thinking of having the veil sort of hanging from a little chain that's wrapped around each horn.
Ooh, that looks cool. Yeah, the idea of wedding armor kind of came to me mostly because of the scale, because that would been the actual initial idea for the I had for the scale was I would play both Tina and Joe, the name of the lich we killed, and once the armor was complete, would be the spell would be cast. The spell would be cast, and there would be sort of a Jekyll and Hyde confrontation, and
Right.
you remember the song "Confrontation" from like Jekyll and Hyde musical?
Kinda. Sorta.
It would have been like that. Only halfway through the song, most of them would have. Wait a second. Tina's singing Hyde's part.
Houston, we have a problem.
Tina's singing Hyde's part, and depending upon who, and there would also be a very on Joe's part. Joe doesn't realize that he is now literally as dumb as Tina is. Because again, he's running off of her hardware. Until the spell is complete, he's running off of her. His plan was simple. Take over, get that wedding armor crafted, and turn Tina into a far less squishable host. And then come back to her boss, or this case, her boss's bosses after she, and use Tina as an excuse for why most of his colleagues are dead, and get a free promotion.
Things did not go according to plan, now did they?
Yeah.
Mainly because the rest of the party went, this has curse flags, like, all over it.
Yeah. Although, again, I was also thinking of like, what if Joe was around long enough to meet meet the King of the Undead, and Joe probably would have been full of himself at that point, and simply says, "I have powers over death. Your hold over me is real as the mahogany your desk is made out of."
And then immediately be just smote into next week for his trouble.
Yeah, yoink, smash.
You have forsaken your alive privileges.
You have forsaken your existence privileges. Yeah, because
Does that work?
yeah, that works.
I just need to
Yeah,
scooch
so again,
another bit kind of behind her horns to show that it wraps around.
and the video is buffering. What is going on? Oh yes,
It's not metagaming, it's called the party members have eyeballs.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, this is.
it needs to wrap around the horns a bit, and there'll probably be like a veil coming down the back.
Hold on. Let's restart.
Okay. What do you think of this for like a veil type deal?
That looks nice.
Okay. Now time to put some. First, I need to indicate that this outfit is sleeveless.
That would be a funny kind of. Katarina gets Tina, the king of hell sees the price Tina is able to get for
the hell wine.
And he goes, that would be an interesting source of revenue. How about my first ask, make Tina my distributor. Don't destroy the line and make Tina my distributor.
Right. And
So interesting bit of business that another interesting thing that Tina might make a request of might make a request of since Katerina might have a line in after the million rocks are collect after Tina gets her million rocks, she could make a request for the king of hell to get her father to talk to her fiance and see if he's willing to give Jonathan his blessing.
aw, I am going to go back in and add like the finer details.
And of course, Captain Jane is going to be one of the bright.
One of the bridesmaids.
Well, and most of the hotheads are going to be involved in.
Going to be involved in this mess. Ugh.
Don't sample the wine. don't don't sample the wine. See, the king of hell after seeing the price Tina gets for the fun the price Tina gets for it. Actually, hold on. Go talk to that circus clown. I have a new business proposal. Although if she goes the route of selling it to the people who killed her father, things might go a little bit differently. Again, it's all in the marketing of again when selling evil wine, it's all in the marketing. You have to go to the right people, the type of crowd who might view this as edgy marketing, and not see it quite, and not suspect just how literal the tagline is.
Getting her back home is an easy 10%. Also, yes, I know it looks like the dress got put on a little bit funky, but that helps.
It's a clown outfit.
It's supposed to look a little bit funky. Okay, what color would go with this shade of pink the least? Green! This isn't supposed to look pretty. Ugh. And it's also a fun little visual tie to the green gem on her hat. Mm.
Yeah. That's interesting because when I first tried to draw it, my initial thought was, oh, have the dress be made have the dress take the form of a princess dress, but be made mostly out of patches.
Yeah, I can work some patches in later. This is just me kind of
Yeah.
blocking in the base colors. And none of these are going to be colors that quite go together.
Yes, that's generally how that works.
The dress got patched with whatever was available.
Could also be what it could also be. It could also be a deliberate stylistic choice.
Yeah. So, like, scoop my eyes out with a spoon, orange. I mean,
Another idea I've had for a D&D character is Grug.
why do I have a bad feeling about this?
Basically, he talks entirely in cave speak, and his backstory is Grug was kidnapped by Wizard. Bad Wizard made Grug hurt a bunch of people. Now Grug free, but Grug wants to learn magic in order to get bad at Bad Wizard, so Bad Wizard doesn't hurt more Grugs.
I mean,
That it was inspired by an Arma 3 where where everyone was talking like a caveman. And everyone was still using modern military.
does that work, or should there be, like,
That kind of works.
awesome? Like, I imagine a lot of the patching is down around here because that sees a lot of. Because that probably sees a lot of wear from her, like, balancing stuff on her thighs before hoiking it up over her head.
Yeah, because again, her routine is a combination of
Of strong man and character clown.
yeah.
So, what color should the veil be?
It could be a lot of colors. You could go you could it could complete the full 40K reference and try and be more of a red a more of a red and a blue and silver color scheme.
I mean, I don't see why not. Oh, look, there's even a color called ultramarine. Don't worry, everyone. I am going to be mucking about with the opacity brush.
Mhm.
Let's crack open the brush library. There we go. That's better. Now, what color was the fabric portions of this dress? Stug? uh. Everything's fine. Yeah. Stug's computers being an oddball. Not his fault any. Yeah. What happened with the game itself? Yeah. Okay. Uh, One moment, everyone. Okay. Hello, darling. How are you? Pretty good. Pretty good. What's up? Okay. Okay.
Okay, how's this one?
Huzzah! Would it be possible for me and a co-host to do a character creation stream for Dames of Astoria as a teaser for the game itself? I would need to ask the people I'm promoting the game for, Dead Tree Studios, to see if that would be a possibility, because there is the whole contract thing I need to pay attention to. But if they give the okay, yeah, I could definitely do that. So, what do you think of these outfit designs for Tina?
The layer. Could you make the layer visible? Because
I just have to zoom out, dude.
okay, yeah. Oh, that's right. I'm trying to look. That's right. I was look. That's right. There might be some lag with YouTube.
Yeah.
All right. That's a pretty good general idea.
Yeah. Now, this does not mean these
When
are the only 3 outfits this character wears.
there might be a bit more metal in Tina's outfit, but hey, details.
I'm gonna be making the armor bits look like metal in just a hot second.
Okay.
If you don't have time to draw all the links on a chain, never underestimate the power of the scale brush. Okay, yeah, that's way too big. Okay, that's way too small. Butter zone.
When I was training for when I was in my design in my photo editing class, one software that I was trained on was I can't quite remember the name of it, but it had this thing called Switch to Target. It changes the color but kept the shading. It's a rather fun tool until you try doing it. It was a really useful tool, and I think it was like Corel or something.
Maybe.
Yeah. But it's $70, and I just got out of high school, and GIMP is free, and all the people who did photo comics at the time used GIMP. So yeah, and on my next year of high school, and I also picked up a way to do Fire that everyone in school, well, whenever I had an excuse to use GIMP in class, I added fire to it because it looked so realistic and cool. It was pretty fun
Yeah.
because of that because I was doing photo web comics with Transformer toys.
But yeah, I'll talk with I'll talk with our sponsor, and I'll see what I can do regarding a character creation stream. Does this make it look a little more like chain armor?
Look like it does look like the chain armor. I think I it does look like the chain shirt I pulled from the Widow Bloom infested village.
We don't talk about that.
Oh no, our characters don't talk about that. But here's the thing: nobody here is connected to the investigation groups that do that.
Right, right. This
Uh,
is
yeah, the what happened was we so you see what happened was we got this
at
really
half
high.
opacity. It looks more like fabric. Looks like really textured fabric.
Yeah, we got this really well paying job to pick mushrooms, so we took it. They didn't tell us to wash up afterwards, so we didn't. Turns out, and while we were sleeping, the mushroom spores killed everyone.
And the party was unaffected.
Party was unaffected because we washed afterwards. We found the document pertaining to the. We found the. We broke into the office with the.
Quests.
We burned the quest paper in order to remove evidence that we were ever there. That we had. That we had taken this. That we had taken this quest and fulfilled it. And we taken this quest and fulfilled it, and then looted the town for everything of value.
Yeah. Our party's panic setting, it appears, is murder hobo.
Also, yeah, we found the office. There might have been a survivor there, and oh no. Should we kill him? I don't think we should kill him. We should definitely kill them. Complete the job. We need to get away with this. We're sorry. Then when we walked in, then we came up with an impassioned plea to help us get away with this, and it turned out the director was dead.
Was already a corpse. It was just a time.
Of course, this happened while you were away, so it started the reputation of whenever Minerva had to step away. Whenever Minerva's player steps away, that's when things get really weird. That's when things get fun.
That's when things go horrifically wrong. There we go. Just gotta move them over a little. Do a little scoochy scoochy. And we're good. So, what do you think? Oh, that's right. I need to. Source, I have tried to take the watermark out from behind one of these. It does not go well. Okay, there we go. So the GM. He doesn't kill us for one particular reason. Yup. So, I think we're gonna call it there for now. Tomorrow I'll pick another one of our wonderful casting crew to draw their character. Thank you all very much for coming, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye for now!